Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Canada Cup Season 7. It's the wrong overlay. Here we go. We're in the draft here for game number 4 of our Group A 5 best of 1 opening night. Oh, God, my chair just fell apart. Kingdom Dota versus Luccini. This is kind of the lower bracket portion of this bubble race here. Loser of this one will be 4th out of 4 in the group, and the winner will be moving on to face Complexity in the final match of the night, which is coming up directly after this. I'm Zyori, joined once again by Mott and Lurkaderp on stats. Mott, how you feeling here coming into game number 4 of the night, my man?
I'm doing good. I'm excited to see Kingdom Dota versus Luccini. I feel like Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, they have probably, I think, the statistical, I think if you put it on paper, the odds are in their favor. They have a very solid team, a lot of former Leviathan members. They've played together for a long time. Ja, obviously, the former Leviathan coach. Luccini, of course, playing somewhat of a new roster, I believe, and a team that I'm not super familiar with, but they are from Peru. They are a South American squad, so if there are any SA fans out there, definitely check that out and let me know what you guys know about Luccini. But they played a pretty good game against Complexity, all things considered. Sure, they did go down pretty early on, but I feel like their play was not the reason why. I think a lot of it had to do with their draft. I think a lot of it had to do with the way they played and just not being able to find the kills they need to find. And just barely kind of, I feel like, with the exception of the Alk, who kind of ran them over, barely got edged out. I don't think it's fair to say. They kind of got blown out to a certain extent because of that Alchemist, but I think it was artificial inflation. Still, Luccini, of course, they'll be banning out the Lone Druid as well as the Enchantress. Pretty good bans. The Earth Spirit's picked up first for Kingdom, but that leaves the Bounty Hunter up and available. And not just the Bounty, but a couple of other huge important heroes as well. Like Void, for example, can be taken. There's a lot of other options. I just feel like we're in this new patch, so we don't quite know what the meta is just yet, but we'll see if it is going to be the Bounty. Shocking. Not surprised. If you're surprised at this pick, I think you need to rethink your maybe just playing Dota in general. Maybe you need to switch to a different game. I don't know. Do something else. But Bounty has been picked up for their first pick, and they'll grab a second one here momentarily. It is the Life Stealer, which we just saw. It will take a page out of the Evernova book, as this hero now is one of the strongest in the game. Armlet being buffed helps him pretty directly. They nerfed his first level of Ancients, so he really just doesn't do that anymore. Or at least as early, obviously. But with Armlet being buffed, with the fact that they buffed his strength gain, he now has, I think, the highest strength gain in the game.
You still talking about Lifestealer and his strength gain?
Yeah, I brought it up. I talked about a couple of other things before that, but yes.
I heard they buffed it from 2.3 to 3.0.
Yeah, they did. Did you know?
Heard it was
You know
pretty
that,
wild.
Andrew?
He's nasty, though. Honestly, I think that's a hero that I did not think of as he's going to be a really strong carry this patch. And after seeing it last game, he seems pretty hard to deal with. I mean, I guess if you shut him down early, like any carry, his ability to recover is a little bit tight. Like, he doesn't really flash farm that well. But
Right,
as
well,
long
it's
as
like
he
an
has
OT.
as long as he has a normal laning stage, though, he's super hard to deal with.
You have to get off to a good start, not only just in terms of CS, but I think in terms of kills. Being involved in kills early is super helpful to the way you scale as a carry. And the ability to, I think, the reason he was kind of okay in the last couple of patches is because of that infest into an Ancient, or last patch anyway. And at level 6, you could get an Ancient Black Dragon, and you could cut creep waves, you could farm pretty quickly, and you can farm Ancients as well, and you could just, you could find kills and be annoying with the Ancient as well. And so that's kind of gone. And so the fact that that's gone at the first level means, okay, well, how effective is it going to be when you get your second level of Infest? Are you going to try to jungle, or rather Ancient Infest, or are you just going to go and just try to find kills with Infest bombs elsewhere? Which is what we saw last game.
Yeah. I think the key is just to have somebody that's a good initiator. Like, I think of Lifestealer Centaur is still a classic combo. You know, somebody that's big and beefy, can jump in and wants to be in the front lines. Puck can do that to initiate, but ultimately Puck doesn't really want to stay in the front lines the same way as Centaur. I think Bounty Hunter can also fit the bill for that. You know, just hop inside, he goes sneaking on up, and as long as you get somebody with the infest, it's pretty good. Man, I got the hiccups from those carrots, but I don't know. I like Lifestealer. I hate playing against him, but I don't mind watching him.
Yeah, I agree with you completely. Playing against him is kind of hard because you kind of have to know what you're getting into, and you have to hope they don't pick him last. And you have a team that's bad against Lifestealer, which is a lot now considering how much of like Armlet provides him so much now. It's just like, okay, well, we could kill him with physical damage, sure. Maybe not anymore with Armlet, you know, or we could burst him down after his rage, but it's tough. I feel like he's just got a little bit of everything. But let's get off the Lifestealer train as we have other heroes that have been picked up, like
All right, fair enough.
Wind
So,
Ranger, for example.
Earth Spirit too. We have not seen Earth Spirit yet tonight. We talked about him a little bit. Hero that has really not been changed too much. It was the rolling boulder speed. That's
No,
probably the
Boulder
biggest
Smash.
one. Oh, a boulder smash.
I think it's
pardon
Boulder
me.
Smash. I'm pretty sure it's
Oh.
Boulder Smash.
All right, now I'm gonna double check because I'm second guessing myself.
I think it is Boulder Smash, and if that's the case, it's just a slower.
It is boulder
travel.
smash. Yeah, the knockback speed is reduced. Okay, you're right. I had it wrong.
So
My bad.
the way the I think the how fast the boulder actually goes when you kick it is slower. I think is what that implies. So that means that the stun's harder to hit or easier to dodge, whichever way you want to look at it. Not to mention we talked about the base movement speed, but of course because there's wind lace, doesn't really change anything if you buy that item. You don't even have to buy that item. It's only 10 movement speeds difference, which actually is kind of a bit, but he still has magnetize. His stun is still very
movement
visible on
speed
boulder,
nerfs
but-
do hurt, and I think that does help level out Earth Spirit a little bit. But I feel like that's pretty appropriate, though, the way they've changed movement speed items. And I think you are right about the boulder smash knockback. So now it just gives you more time to react when it's coming your way if you're on the edge or whatever. Not a bad change. I can certainly understand it. Luccini go for the Doombringer, though. And didn't they play this in game number 1? I think they did, and it got shut down real hard. Yeah, the sword played it, and it was disastrous.
He got destroyed. He got absolutely utterly destroyed. He
And
got
they did
farm in the
off
off
lane
lane.
Yeah.
He got no farm in the off lane, and that provided him nothing to he really had nothing to offer in the mid game when they tried fighting. And again, they did the Bounty Hunter Doom pair up as well, which means that you clearly know where this is going. You can pick around it and find ways to shut it down. The Bounty Hunter's annoying to deal with, sure, but if you pick it first, you kind of know what you're getting into. You have to put sentries around mid. You have to have supports ready with TPs to make sure you have a way to stay alive, or have maybe a fairy fire or two just to make sure you're okay mid, and just expect those roams. But if you have a Doom picked up, you know where he's going, especially since there's a Lifestealer already. They could do something like an aggro duo tri-lane with a Lifestealer and put the Doom safe lane for Luccini. I would not be opposed to that, but the Bane will come out for Kingdom, which is very good because of lockdown against the Lifestealer. They need it, and Fiend's Grip is one of those ways they can get it.
Yeah, no, I love it here. I thought about Bane in the last game as a potential pickup, and Complexity didn't go for it, obviously, but I like it here for the reason you mentioned. I also think Bane is just really good in general.
Also
really
Enfeeble.
solid laning support. Sorry?
Enfeeble no longer pierces spell immunity, though. Okay, I did not know that. That's interesting.
Yes, that is a good
I don't know
thing
when
to
they
note.
changed that, but that's really not great, because that was one of the good things about Enfeeble and Bane against Lifestealer.
Yeah, that's true.
Immunity.
I do think Bane is overlooked a lot, though, just in general, as a really solid lane support. Like, he has really good range. His auto attacks hurt pretty hard. He's pretty tanky, and then plus you have Brain Sap, which gives you that nice survivability of HP difference in lane. So Kingdom are off to a pretty aggressive start here. Earth Spirit Bane is one scary roaming duo in terms of finding early game kills, that's for sure.
A lot of damage coming out from their support duo. Pretty good lockdown. The one problem is Bane getting interrupted during Fiend's Grip, so he's going to have to use his Nightmares wisely. The puck has a waiting rift now. It could silence him during the channeling of said Fiend's Grip, so it's going to be tough for Bane, especially without an Aether Lens, to be able to find some of these Fiend's Grips, but they have good lockdown because they also have a Wind Ranger now with Shackle Shot as well, so they have at least, we'll call it at least three disables, including Boulder Smash, Fiend's Grip, and Shackle Shot, not to mention Nightmare, which gives you a fourth. Not to mention the silence from Earth Spirit, which is very nice as well. So they have a good start, taking down the puck. If they can hit a Shackle Shot or get a full Fiend's Grip off, though, Lifestealer and puck will probably end up dying. So pretty important.
Curious how Kingdom are going to adapt this draft. Right now, the late game definitely looks favorable for Luccini. I mean, Earth Spirit is one of those heroes that is really powerful in those first couple levels. He spikes pretty hard in the mid game, but then he really starts to fall off if you're not keeping tempo. And that's where like Lifestealer and Doom are really going to start to shine. And okay, that's a commitment. They pick up the Lycan, and that'll give them some nice pushing power here.
Well, going back to the Earth Spirit, this is why I kind of like this pick now, is because what Lycans usually do nowadays is that they'll get, their item or get close to their item and head out of the safe lane and head into the jungle and provide a support some experience, whether that's the Bane or the Earth Spirit. It allows them to keep pace, at least in terms of experience. Not to mention the Tome of Knowledge will help now as well. So the Lycan is good. They get a bit more push with the Wind Ranger already in tow. So they probably could use some sort of armor reduction tool, especially with the Lifestealer probably going for the armlet. But it's a very good pick. And it's one of the few heroes I think that can man fight kind of effectively against the Lifestealer, and you kind of have to think about dooming the Lycan or dream coiling him so he doesn't get out of a fight without you guys bringing him down.
Yep, definitely. Lycan was another one of the few heroes that was not changed at all in this patch, so just feeling the benefits of all the overall general changes. I wonder how popular Lycan's going to be in general. He doesn't strike me as a super good hero right now. I guess Echo Saber could be pretty good on him when he's in ult form. Chance to crit, so that's not so bad. The slow is really good.
I'd prefer to, I mean, maybe later on in the game, but I prefer Necro, maybe a Basher.
Yeah, just the
BKB,
standard
obviously.
pushing items.
Yeah,
I wonder how the
standard stuff.
Basher or the Abyssal change will
10
affect him. Like,
seconds
Lycan Vanguard, that sounds really shitty. I don't know why you would want that.
Yeah, it
5
doesn't sound very
seconds
good.
remaining.
I keep forgetting that's a thing now. I'm kind of like, eh.
Yep, that
Reserve
is a
time.
change that's going to take some while to get used to. I really think there is going to be some
5
odd
seconds
pairing, like
remaining.
Anti-Mage Vanguard or something like that, that's going to come back into vogue in an odd timing. There's got to be a hero out there that
The
could
Battle
make
Mage.
make use of an early Vanguard and then benefit from a late game Abyssal. A bad now
Reminds
for
me-
Kingdom.
Reminds me of a time a long time ago when Fear was playing, he was streaming, when he used to stream a long time ago, and he picked up,
10
he was like, I'm going to
seconds
try something,
remaining.
guys, and it's going to work. And he picked up Vanguard first on the Anti-Mage.
5
She went like Treads
seconds
Vanguard or
remaining.
something. He's like, I'm bringing back the Battle Mage. Proceeded to get shit on. I'm just like, oh no.
I don't know. I
Reserve
don't.
time.
I don't play AM very often, but I have gone that build, and it is fun to be tanky.
Yeah, but just don't do anything.
I know. You're
Just
so
don't
right.
do anything.
Winter Wyvern, final pick here for Luccini. I do like the Abaddon against the Bounty Hunter. Gives you a way to deal with the track, something that you can cleanse.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I thought Shield just in general is just going to be nice to have.
Yeah, although they are going to
takes
switch
off
it
a
up.
lot.
Last time it was 747 that played the Abaddon and went off lane, and it looks like it's going to be Jenkins that'll take it this go
Yeah,
around.
I mean, I guess it was kind of off lane-ish, but they kind of left Jenkins.
Yeah, it was like a
behind
dual.
Dry Sifling.
They were like dual lanes basically, but the
Yeah.
Abaddon was getting the primary farm in the off lane. That's
Yes.
the best way to put it.
I mean, so I don't know. This is a very interesting matchup. I think the Abaddon 5th pick is very good. It allows them to get out of jail and stay alive in a lot of these instances if they go for the right build for Jenkins. They have good ways to
10
save their
seconds
heroes,
remaining.
but Luccini have picked up a pretty solid team fighting lineup, and if Matthew could play puck
5
half as well
seconds
as
remaining.
Let Me Go did last game, they'll be in a very good spot.
Yeah.
And clearly they were taking notes from Evernova, who played this puck lifesteal lineup. They're probably looking at that and they're like, well, that seemed like a good build. That seemed like a good idea. It seemed to work pretty well. We could probably get some kills like that. I
You know-
don't know about the sword offlane Doom though, so that's why I'm going to give the edge to Animal Kingdom, because the sword did not have a good time first game.
It was not even close. I mean, they kind of picked on him. I mean, I'm not totally sold on the offlane Doom. I remember in the draft mentioning that it's a possibility, but it's pretty easy to shut down. Even if he's able to survive a few times with Scorched Earth, you can stop him from farming fairly effectively if you've got the really aggressive supports. And that's what Animal Kingdom have this go-around. Now, this is like it. I feel like they've got to have something up their sleeve. Part of me will be a little bit surprised if this is just a straightforward Necronomicon. And for that very reason, first Lycan pick, I feel like they've got to have something crafty here, Mott.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited to see what they're going to get going here in this game, and I definitely want to see how impactful Nushim is going to be on the Earth Spirit. I want to see if he can get any kills.
Zizzy Lycan, good luck, bro. The sword talking shit already.
Some
I would
chat.
I would just send back, yeah, nice last game, bro.
I'm pretty sure they're not talking. I hope they're not talking shit. I wonder if they know him. Zizzy's from Mexico, by the way, so.
Oh,
South
yeah,
American
you're right.
players
Probably.
might know each other somehow, some way,
Sounds like it.
maybe.
Always hard to tell with banter like that if they're being sarcastic or if they're just sort of, there's some inside joke or something you're not
30
privy to.
seconds.
There's always a couple of different scenarios.
I feel like if it's like that in NA or SA, there's a good chance that they know each other generally.
Yep. Absolutely. Well, Bounty Hunter, popular pick tonight, Mott. We've seen him in quite a few games.
Yeah, I'm
and
sick of Bounty Hunter.
Mixed results, yeah. He's seems to be in that window right now where he's not annoying enough to ban, but he's too good to pass up. So we'll see if this is a game. Right now he's 1-2, I guess. We'll see if this is going to be another victory for him. 747 coming on in. Looks like the top bounty rune will go to the Dire, and down bottom it will be Matthew that picks it up on the puck. One apiece. Right back up top. Pardon me. Looks like some more damage coming out. The sword going to walk on through, but he did go for that stout shield first, so he's actually pretty beefy here.
747 takes some damage. He has to burn through his first tango. That means his salve is going to come out on the courier. This is actually going to be a bit better for Matthew to start things off. He's going to go phase shift first, though, to try and avoid some damage. And in terms of straight up damage, the advantage is going to go to the puck. Animation-wise, it's pretty close. Rolling Boulder will miss wildly. Nushin will take the last hit, or deny it, rather. And he'll go and actually counter-ward the sentry that was placed down. Or I'm not sure if that was a sentry on Observer, but that's still pretty important.
I believe
right
it was a
from the
sentry.
get-go.
And where is the other sentry is the question. Maybe a good read in the inventory is that they didn't have another one that they could drop down straight away.
Bounty's just bought it a second set that he's going to ferry out.
Okay.
He knows
Yeah,
where
I
the
don't know what
sentry
happened
is.
to the first sentry. Maybe we just missed it getting killed, but I don't see it anywhere.
There's a good chance.
Well, advantage for Animal Kingdom in the mid lane here. 747 will feel at least somewhat safe knowing that the bounty hunter is not sneaking up right behind him. But I think this is going to be one of these games where there's a lot of pressure on mid here. Nushin still just lingering around. You went for that Orb of Venom, first item on the Earth Spirit. Pretty standard on him. I'm curious if we'll see, again, that Windlace. Still no level 1 Windlace pickups tonight.
Beckett's going to go ahead and counter this sentry. He actually, I think, used the tango at the end there. I'm not sure. Somebody did, and they brought it down. So no more sentries right now, but Nushin's going to Rolling Boulder in anyways. He's going to try to force out a jaunt or rather a phase shift here. He does use it, but he does take a lot of damage in the process. What's his regen situation looking like? He had 2 pool tangos. He just used one of them, and he has not ferried out his salve yet, so Matthew kind of has to be careful. But
Yeah. Looks like Lifestealer's having a fine time in the bottom lane. Not much the Abaddon can do to stop him from farming, but it's kind of likewise from the Lifestealer. So good news for Jenkins. He'll be able to at least find some farm. Curious what build he'll go for, if it's just kind of like that Vlad style we saw last game, or if he does something a little bit different. Could be, not really a great pipe game.
here comes the Bounty Hunter with an Arcane Rune to boot, which is fine, I guess. You'll be able to Shadow Walk less mana.
Yeah,
There's the
comes
Rolling
boulder.
Push back, nice, but he's in tower range only for 1 hit and actually just gets dodged by the invisibility fade time, so
That's pretty nice.
it's where the action's happening.
Yeah, a lot of damage being exchanged, but still no deaths. Compared to the games we saw earlier, this is actually somewhat quiet.
Jenkins will take 1 Arctic Burn proc 2. Inside will chase after him for half a second and then decide against it. Yeah, they're really not. We're not finding kills. We're not seeing anything too crazy. Both of the safe laners, although strength heroes and they like to be aggressive early, are not really being aggressive currently. Another boulder smash, but that thing is slow. He even missed it with a phase shift. Now he's going to have to jaunt away in order to stay alive. There's going to be Janata to slow him down. Nushin can't chase after him. A power shot is on cooldown for another 2 seconds. He might try to go for this. The courier coming out misses the power shot. He phase shifts it at the perfect time in 747. It's not a free kill. It's actually not even that easy, but he could have gotten it, but it was a little too close.
Yep, absolutely. Both offlaners kind of struggling here as Jenkins gets zoned back, and Ja going in hard on the sword, gets him down pretty low, puts him in the nightmare, and they may set up for this. Lycan, big woofy on the way, and they will just back out. They could have trapped him in the tree line there and maybe taken him out with right clicks, but Ja pretty low.
Oh, my
afraid of the
Lord.
shockwave, and for good reason. 30 HP or so, and he will live. Wow.
That was way closer than it should have been.
Yep. For both
Right.
heroes, actually. Really close call for the Doom as well. Jenkins again getting pushed back in the bottom lane, but Nushin will come down for the rotation. And he does go for the early Wind Lance here on the Earth Spirit. So getting that small movement speed edge to pair with the Oov. Now Jenkins, open wounds comes out. Boulder on the way in. Looks like he'll keep his friend alive. And now My Story on the run. He'll be able to make it out. Does have boots up already.
Wasn't Rage on when he rolling bouldered him? That was really strange.
Dire's middle tower.
Maybe
It
I'm
looked like
wrong.
it.
That seemed like it went through Match Community, but
I think it might have just been the timing. I think it fell off right as he came in.
all right, we'll call it that. But
I don't know.
anyway, they rotated the bounty down bottom. There is a sentry though, so they know that he's there. I think he walked into vision. He's certainly walked into vision now. So there's an observer ward that scouts him out. So they know that there are 3 down bottom, which means they can get aggressive elsewhere, either in mid or in the top lane. Ja has regen back up to a certain extent. Lycan has picked up the Blightstone. So they're going for
Ooh.
some armor reduction. Whether that's going to be the early medallion pickup remains to be seen. We'll wait and see if that's the case.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder if there's any credence to it just being a casual item that he holds. But, hold on,
wow.
747. Very low in the mid lane. Just barely survives to tell the tale. That's like it's about close to 1
What a
HP.
shackle.
Yeah, not going to be able to get the return kill, though. I think he's just happy to live at this point.
Yeah, he probably should have been dead. And he's going to jaunt anyway to get the kill. Nicely done by Matthew. I was wondering if he was going to jump for that, and he gets off the waiting rip just out of the edge to get that kill. 747, thought it was clear.
He was not expecting that illusory orb to connect at all, and once he saw that it did, that's too good an opportunity to pass up. Does jaunt away from the Earth Spirit there.
That's the one speed change, man. That's the difference maker.
Yep. You're kind of right, actually, in that scenario. Oh, man.
Valve did everything to help that kill.
What a weird change. I still don't understand that. Is there some joke there that we don't get? Is that like some hidden message?
I was thinking that one might actually be fast for a projectile, but I don't know. I have no idea.
Oh, what? It's like the base of or it's a coefficient or something. So
I have no
makes
idea.
A difference.
I actually have no idea how it works. Yes. I just know that it's been increased by 1, which doesn't seem like a lot, but who knows? Maybe it is a lot. It's enough to get a kill. So
the resurgence of Puck.
We'll see a lot more Puck as we move on. By the way, there's been a medallion picked up, but maybe they're going to go in. Nushim's actually the one that's in trouble. They missed the shackle shot, power shot, not doing really nearly enough damage. 747 has to back up. Perhaps he has Run ready to go. Dream Coil is available if they wanted to use it for Matthew, but might not have been the best time. And so Nushim finds himself in a world of hurt again. His, I think, impact in this game has been, well, it's been nothing. He's died once. He's really not hit on any of his abilities. It's not been a great time. And by the way, the sword is having... He's not farming particularly well, but he's not dying at the very least. Not like game 1, but this may all change as here comes the shapeshift and the nightmare comes out as well. They're going to try to body block him. Good boulder smash.
Pretty good body blocks, honestly. They might be able to do this. Oh, the pause timing from Luccini. All right, let's theory craft this. So Lycan still has a lot of duration on his ult, though. I think this is a kill here, Mott.
So they're going to try to get the TP in from the Wyvern, but she doesn't have Cold Embrace. She's holding a skill point, though. Probably skill Cold Embrace up. Yeah, it doesn't matter. He dies instantly anyways.
All right, good theory crafting, and now the Wyvern's like, oh, shit, that's not what I wanted to do.
I did not expect him to die that fast.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't think a crit was going to be coming next. So he does skill up the Cold Embrace, as you mentioned, flies up to the high ground. Now the Bounty Hunter comes in, and they might be able to get a counter kill onto Ziz. He's slowed up, and he's getting low. They'll make it 1 for 1. Now on the other side, Bounty Hunter, oh, pardon me, it's the Earth Spirit. He's trying to run away. Puck chasing him down, and the sword going to pause this time. Voy reconnector. Oh, Dios
right
mío,
after
man.
Zizzy says that.
I mean, that was a pretty brutal pause, honestly. That timing. Although I feel like it might have messed up Luccini just as much. The Wyvern might have canceled his TP if that had just played out normally, but I don't think you ever expect it to, in that situation, the pause to resume and instantly he dies like that. You know, you normally expect to have a little more time to react.
Yeah, I think they got a group rock. I'm pretty sure. You said
he did. 100%, yeah.
Okay. But that happens sometimes. Yeah, not sure about the pause situation. That's awkward. Some all chat. At first I thought it was all friendly. Now I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know what to think anymore. This pause is taking a while though.
It certainly is.
Is Lucian dead is the question. Beckett and Inside are absolutely nowhere near this Puck. Puck has Dream Quell. I think Nushim's dead. He actually has Rolling Boulder. But if he gets silenced here, I'm pretty sure he's dead. He's got silence off cooldown. He's got Dream Quell off cooldown. So he silences Dream Quells.
Yeah.
And he has an illusion rune to help get this kill if he wants it. And he should be able to... It might be close. We'll see.
I see. The Markov chain. Oh, cool.
What are you talking
about? Nerd stuff.
Nice.
Something about the +1 with Puck. Oh,
Yes,
poor
there it
Nushi. Yeah, you were totally right.
Radiant's
middle tower
Okay, so overall, who won that exchange? That was a 2 for 2, I think.
Luccini
Doom as
won.
well as the Wyvern died on Luccini, and they lost Lycan.
No, they
and-
didn't lose the Wyvern. I don't think anyway. Jaws getting chased down top lane.
Oh, yeah, you're right. No, the Wyvern did live. Okay, so yeah, that's just great news for Luccini. Goldcraft, they're 2K gold up, man. Net worth.
It's all falling apart for Animal Kingdom. This Lifestealer is, by the way, still just farming. We bought an Iron Town, which I guess I'm fine with, but is he going? What is he buying? Is he gonna go bots? What's happening? What
Who,
is
the
he saving
Lifestealer?
for? He's not buying Midas recipe.
That is peculiar. Up top, oh, Jaw almost gets initiated on, but does back up. Yeah, that's kind of odd. I mean, BOT Lifestealer, I don't think he needs it here. I mean, it could be okay if the other team was like 5-man and you just want to bounce around and split farm, but...
I have just no idea what else he'd be saving for.
Yeah, well, Jaw just gets destroyed in the top lane. My God. Still hanging on to that Satyr Tormentor there, the Shockwave for an extra bit of damage. He didn't even get to use Brain Sap.
So this is what I was talking about. The Lycan will go into the jungle after he finishes up 1 or 2 items, and then just leave the safe lane for somebody else to get experience. Ja wanted that experience, but he did not realize that there were 3 heroes at the top lane, even though there was an observer ward there to get vision. By the way, inside is placed one close to the tower, but in the jungle, so Nusha might know that that's been placed down. Jenkins is level 6. They might try to make a go here. He's got borrowed time. He also has his Aphotic Shield. There it goes. Open Woods might be next. They decide against using it. They scan Roche, which, by the way, does not work at all.
Good try, though. Now the
That's a
sword.
literal Roche scan. That's not even outside of Roche. The sword getting jumped on. He's going to get silenced up, and he might finally fall for the first time. But a great cold embrace saves him, at least for moments, momentarily. But he will fall up being down for 27 seconds. So, yeah, they scanned literally right inside of Roche, which does not work. So
you see nothing. 747 mid lane taking a lot of damage, trying to TP home. It won't happen. Matthew gets another one up on the scoreboard, and again they trade 1 for 1 around the map. Good stuff for the puck.
Players? What's with all the puck players? I don't get it.
Dude, it's the Fairy Dragon's back, baby. Now that you get that spell amp over the game, they're like, hey, maybe this Fairy Dragon's worth playing. I mean, honestly, I think now Puck can scale pretty effectively. That was one of his big problems. But now that he has the Aghanim Scepter, there are a lot of scenarios where a 4.5 second stun if they snap the tether is pretty damn good, especially since it goes through BKB as well.
Trust me, I'm down on the Puck train. They're playing it very well, both him and Let It Go last game. And they're going to look for Ziz. This could be a huge kill. Lucy Orb, he'll jaunt through, but he's a little far away. Shekid should have gone in with Chinata and maybe try to slow him down, but unfortunately wasn't quite there in time. So they'll push them all back, and Nushin will follow suit, and he'll head back to that tier 2 tower.
I think it's also now Veil is way more common as well. It feels like we see a Veil almost every game, but back when Puck used to be popular, Veil was like very infrequently bought, you know?
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Wow, the Lifestealer buys the Tome of Knowledge. Okay. Yeah, you can have that, I guess. You really want to
Do you
get to
think he'll
level 2?
actually take it, or do you think he's
he
buying
going
it for a
Radiance?
support here? Looks like it. Uh-oh, Dream Coil mid. Catches the Wind Ranger again. 747. Nowhere to go. Matthew on a
Didn't he just
dominating
respawn?
streak. Yep.
This
Rinse
Wind
and
Ranger
repeat.
has nothing. Well, she's okay in terms of net worth, but she could be doing a lot better.
Oh, top lane. Dive in onto Nusham. He takes a Doom. That's going to be another kill for Luccini. Animal Kingdom. Feels like they're falling apart a little bit here.
They definitely are. There's nobody farming particularly well except for the Lycan at this point. He's got the jungle to himself, but that's about it, and it's constantly being invaded and threatened. So every 5 seconds, he has to head out of the jungle, stay towards the tower. He's been lucky enough to clear a couple of the creep camps. But meanwhile, the Lifestealer is farming freely, and he's getting closer to what I imagine to be a relic at this point. I think he actually might be going Radiance.
No, I think you're actually right. And it's an item that's amazing if you can get away with it, but this is why it's risky. You don't bring a hell of a lot to the table like this. Joss sets it up with the Fiend's Grip, and he could actually still live here. Ends up going down. The Wyvern comes in just half a second too late to use a Cold Embrace and maybe reset things. The gank is successful, and now they're probably going to find another TP on the way. It is the Doom. Does not have his ultimate as Jenkins has to use the borrowed time. Now it's Kingdom that could be on the run here. Nightmare onto the sword. Another TP on the way, and it is the Puck. Does he have a Blink Dagger? He sure does. Dream Coil on 1. It'll secure the kill on Bane. Now jaunt forward, but I'm not sure they'll be able to chase down 747. Only 1 counter kill. Not quite what Luccini was hoping for. They're going to bump into Nushi here. Level 6 Bounty Hunter. They should be able to chase him down now that they get the movement speed from track.
Nice block.
Yeah, tries to roll away, but that ain't happening.
They have a Shuriken? No, not for 5. This is actually a tough kill now.
I think they'll still be able to chase him down, though, because of the movement speed.
Oh, okay, they have a Shockwave.
Yep. There you go.
Even when they get a kill in the lifesteal, they still lose in an unfavorable trade. And that gold that he just lost, that My Story had just lost, is now back up to where he was before prior. He didn't really lose much money, surprisingly enough, so that's
we're
not
still
that big
early
of a
on,
loss.
yeah. Death cost is only 300. Ziz
Ziz
pushing
is about
up
to get jumped
top.
on.
Oh, no. He's in so
got
deep,
shapeshift.
mod.
He might be able to get out here. It's going to be close. They need an Inferno Blade, and they don't quite get it. The Shockwave also misses, so this should be him. He doesn't have a TP, though, and they have track on him, but there's nobody nearby. He probably gets out.
I think
of
he's
this.
good. Wow. I'm surprised. I thought they were actually going to be able to lock him down, but no Dream Coil. Still on cooldown for about 15 seconds or so when they started that whole exchange.
So you can see how much work the Puck is doing. This is without the Lifestealer this time around. He's done a lot of good, serious damage, getting kills, being pretty much all around the map.
Oh.
Ziz actually might die here.
Oh,
Not to
no.
the creeps.
Greedy Lycan. He used his medallion as well. This is your
He's not
opening.
going to get attacked. That's the thing. He's actually doing a good job of actually healing up. And so Shekid, he's going to have to back. They know that he's there now, by the way.
I'm surprised he didn't go for that. I think he could have.
I don't think he had the damage to bursting down with just Shuriken and the Janana hit. Especially since he had healed back up. And he did that really well, having the Ancients being tanked by his...
Uh-oh. Bounty Hunter gets dusted. He walks by one of the sentry wards. This should be an easy kill for Kingdom. But now Wyvern ult comes down. Wind Ranger.
Oh, that was almost perfectly timed.
Nice
That would be
Nightmare.
nice. The Nightmare was on point. I think the Splinter Blast was a second too soon. It would have been great damage if it got off. And then actually been taken away by Nightmare. They will get the tier 1 tower. Jenkins wound up picking up the last hit. He's already picked up an Aquila phase as well as some regen perhaps for Eliza. Another Fiend's Grip will go in. Luccini now dying one by one as Inside will fall next as they get off the Fiend's Grip into a Boulder Smash. Your Magnetic Grip finds them a kill. And they've invaded the enemy jungle, realizing that their jungle is not safe. But however, Luccini are pushing mid and looks like they probably will take down this tier 1 tower at least. It'll be denied more than likely.
Yep. Here we go. Fight could break out. Veil of Discord is up on Puck. We'll have to take a turn with the courier before it gets it in the inventory, but we're just talking about how much that item synergizes just in
Please
general.
stop scanning the Roche Pit. Dear God.
Oh no.
That's, I'm pretty sure that was the live. Nope, that was Luccini again. That scanned the Roche Pit.
Oh, speaking of Luccini, the sword going to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Shackle connects, and Doom just gets obliterated. Bounty Hunter walks into the pit. He's going to scout this out, but they see him. Oh, no. Okay. Well, Animal Kingdom right back in this, Mott.
Yeah, that's huge, especially if they get Roche off this. But Matthew is like, I want to try to fight here. He doesn't have his Veil yet, though. This is very dangerous for Kingdom, especially now that Borrow Time is down. They've got Shapeshift, but Druid Coil is up. They could go for an X-Bomb here, but there's good vision, very good vision. That actually might net Kingdom this Roche.
It's falling fast. Luccini
Yeah,
need
I
to
think
go
this
if they
is
want to have a
theirs.
chance here.
This is going to be theirs, probably.
Puck's
Will they get
going
kills
in,
after, though?
Infest Bomb. Can he jaunt for it? No. Instead, they go for the kill. They bring down Nusham, but Roche falls to the Dire. Lycan gets the Aegis, and the rest of the Dire team just hightail it out of there. It works out pretty well for Kingdom, all things considered.
That was only made possible by this specific reward, I think.
Yeah.
Without that, it would have been very hard for them to note what was coming, set up for it. You know, that you saw the Nightmare come out. I think a lot of that had to do with the vision they had on the high ground from the Observer Ward, or at least the little small sliver of vision they had. But Luccini do not want to be deterred by this. Sure, there's an Aegis up, but that doesn't mean they can't fight. They certainly can now that the Radiance is up with the Life Stealer. Very frightening.
I feel like this Bounty Hunter's really getting a lot accomplished, though. He's giving them so much intel, and even though he's only level 6, he got track in a pretty timely manner, and it's really adding up. Just having him as a mobile ward has put a lot of pressure on where this Lycan can farm. I mean, look at their positioning right now, just completely invading the enemy jungle.
Yeah, this is why you saw Kingdom go into the enemy jungle, because they needed a place to farm. They wanted to try to find kills, and they accomplished that. But after Roche now, do they feel confident enough to be able to take a fight with Aegis? That's the question. There's a 3,000 net worth advantage for Luccini, so not much. Jenkins, meanwhile, he's got Borrowed Time still. He's silenced up. Good phase shift. Avoids the silence, but Matthew's in trouble. The Fiend's Grip, a great Cold Embrace. They have the damage. Maelstrom procs of plenty will get the kill. Winter's Curse is too late to the party, and Jenkins will fall because of it, but it's still a great trade so far for Kingdom. And now they infest up into the Ancient Black Dragon. Good Boulder Smash to the second. There's going to be the usage of the Fireball as well. Doom comes out of the 747, the Infernal Blade as well. He should be the second hero to fall for Kingdom. Will not get denied. It looks like he will just in time by Ziz. Shockwave goes, and they're about to lose their Ancient Black Dragon, but he's done a lot of work with it. The Radiance Burn doing some serious damage to Shuriken, and that will get the Aegis. Not to mention the Shapeshift is now down, which means open wounds up and available. They'll be able to slow him down and bring him to a crumble.
Yet another track kill here.
Yeah.
Man, I think all of those were track kills for Luccini. That was really well done. Perfect time to hop into the Black Drake for the Life Stealer. Has the Radiance up, did huge damage in that fight. Look at the recap here, and yeah, that Life Stealer hit pretty darn hard. He did 3,000 damage in that fight.
I think a lot of that was just also just, you know, dot Radiance damage.
Oh,
really
I
good
think
Radiance
a
damage.
huge amount of it was, absolutely.
Yeah. Now the open wood's coming out. Nusham. Good Dream Coil to stop the rolling boulder away. They get off the Veil as well. Good Cold Embrace at 747. Will power shot. Nightmare just doesn't get off in time. Great phase shift. And they're just playing beautifully. Matthew is avoiding every spell. His one death coming in the mid lane momentarily ago. But other than that, he's done a great job of weaving in and out of these team fights.
Dude, Luccini are just taking over this game. Again, Lifestealer. It feels like he's just running around unchecked. And this game going for a completely different build.
Different build, yeah.
And I would say that the super greedy build that you wouldn't expect him to be able to take over the game this way, but still 2-1-3, having a lot of trouble controlling him. Lycan is going for that standard build you were talking about, though. He's only got the Necronomicon level 1, though.
Yeah, Ziz had a pretty good start, but like you talked about, the Bounty Hunter was the biggest problem. He caught... I know they wanted to give the safe lane away to one of the supports, but in doing so, they gave away really any advantage. If they had postured up a bit more and took fights up in that top lane, maybe things would have been different. It's tough to say, really, but he's got a mech now, the Bounty Hunter does, and it's just they didn't really gank the Lifestealer either. I mean, they killed him once during the entire early stages of this game, and then he got a Radiance, and then they're like, well, that sucks.
Yeah. No, you're right. And again, they're doing this build with the Abaddon where Jenkins skipped the Vlads, but Sanj, and then I guess into SNY. Could be a Halberd. We'll see Matthew up top get initiated on. Fiend Script used again. They will get a kill on the puck. Also magnetized there for some extra damage. Nice pickoff, but I'm just not sure SNY Abaddon is really that effective. I mean, he doesn't really do enough damage to be scared of his auto attacks, and I just wonder if that's like more of a utility item, if it would make a difference. Lycan got the Vlads this go around, but it's just peculiar that they've done it 2 games in a row now and hasn't really seemed to work out either time. Nusham gets his TP interrupted, and now that'll be an easy kill here for Luccini.
Crack kill again. So even these trades, even they kill the puck, they still lose out on the money exchange, I believe. Just because there's track gold going the way.
Damn, look how fast this Thunderhide is, man. 432 movement speed. He's cruising.
He's speedy. He's very speedy. He has to be. Other than Fury, he doesn't really have any great use, but Wardrum Sora is pretty nice. For the attack speed bonus at the very least.
I mean, I'll take AoE movement speed as well. Doom in the mid lane onto Jenkins. Speak of the devil here. Puck on the way in. Dream Coil used as the borrowed time comes out. Still a lot of time left on the Doom, and this should still be a kill for Luccini. No support on the way for Jenkins, and just another pickoff goes the way of the Radiant. 17-9 here at the 20-minute mark.
Matthew continues to play a big force in this game, and if he doesn't get silenced... Meanwhile, Ziz is getting brought down top. He has no shapeshift, by the way, and he's going to get chunked down by the Lifestealer. Yeah. Doesn't hit all that hard with his auto attacks, but he does more than enough damage with Arctic Burn helping out to make up for it. And so he also has a Yash, by the way, for what I imagine to be SNY. But... So Matthew is going to pick up his Jules. He's flying out now, and so if he gets silenced up, he has that time to be able to get away from the Fiend's Grip. So that's huge. It's a very important item.
Yeah, give himself the Purge. Bottom lane, Fiend's Grip, Speak of the Devil on the Winter Wyvern. They'll be able to bring him down over the course of the duration, and they'll basically trade the blue support here for the Tier 2 tower in the top lane, where the rest of his team was continuing to push. They also get a ward down on the plateau as they walk out, so they can continue to have some intel in the enemy jungle and maybe set up some more ganks. But they do defend the Tier 2 down bottom. And Luccini have actually only lost 1 tower this game, and it is that Tier 1 in the bottom.
Yeah, that's where a lot of that 10,000 gold lead comes from. Obviously, the Lifestealer and Puck out farming the Wind Ranger and the Lycan, but a lot of that gold does come from the towers. 2 Tier 1s, that's a lot of gold, not to mention all of the Tier 2s. That could be some nice gold to be picked up for the Lycan. And what a Lycan does well is push. With a Wind Ranger, too. You think, okay, well, those 2 heroes are great at pushing. They haven't been able to do so because they've been the ones that have been pushed into or killed by the bounty getting vision.
And we did talk about it once before, but it really feels like Nusham is the weak link here for Kingdom in this game. He's still working on a mech and still the recipe to go. Has the 2 core items, but I mean, we're 22 minutes in at this point. His impact has been pretty minimal. He has picked up a couple of assists. He's done some damage, but you pick Earth Spirit so that you can put pressure on the early game, not play recovery.
They missed on their scan as well. Animal Kingdom don't see anybody, but they now do see that Luccini have 2 heroes bottom at the very least. So they have a good idea of what Lucchini's up to, looking to probably try to take that last outer tower in the game. The bounty will scout elsewhere, probably heading towards mid. No gem is really anywhere close to being picked up, or at least I don't think it will be. They have a Necro 3 coming out pretty soon, which will provide some nice true sight, but he's already gotten his Guardian Greaves, as you talked about. Nusham, not really even at his mech yet. He's still a couple hundred gold away.
Yeah, they have a Glimmer Cape too on the Wyvern.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
God. He moves very fast.
Tower has fallen.
With every creep, it seems like.
Wow, the Ancient... Look at that thing. 487.
I think it adds in... No, they have a Swiftness Aura. from the drum at the very least. But I think they also, it's something to do with tranquils maybe?
That's pretty nice. Though. I think it was something that they also just buffed because the Ancients used to be so unbearably slow. This feels a little too fast for me.
Yeah,
Look at this. He's just
speedy.
diving into the base.
He can just run in and out. They have no way of disabling him other than Fiend's Grip, which they're not going to use on an Ancient.
It still has 15 armor, too, immune to magic, so you have to chew through a lot of auto attacks to actually kill this
They're
thing.
literally like, what do? We have no way of dealing with this.
Yeah.
Somebody please help us.
And all the while, they're just bathing in the radiance, you know, taking all that damage, the
I
mischance.
don't know about this.
It adds up.
They could have afforded to let the tier 2 tower go. I understand they didn't want to give away too much to Ziz, but they're not going to get the kill out of this.
Yeah.
And now they're all chasing after the Granite Golem. They left him kind of to die, but actually...
Jenkins
he
needs
gets
to be
kinda
careful here.
lucky.
His borrowed time could get put on cooldown here.
It almost did. That's what he was looking for. He found a Black Dragon instead. Also very speedy. I don't think these got buffed. This is something to do with Tranquils or something, or just the way the lifesteal.
Oh,
Why
yeah.
is it so
Maybe
fast?
it is the Tranquils.
Why is it so fast? I don't think it got buffed. Yeah, the move speed. I'm looking at the move speed.
I'm sure Twitch chat will update us in 2 minutes. Don't worry, man.
I don't think it was ever this fast. This feels like a bug.
Looking at all these weird patch notes. Oh, I heard a Dream Coil. Where's it at?
Yules up onto the Dream Coil target. Ziz now pops his Necro 3, and he's going to try to fight this, but here comes the rest of the squad. The Infest out, and Ziz is dead already. The Necro unit's already cleaned up as well. They're looking to go on Jenkins, who has his borrowed time. Luckily, that'll take off the open wounds, which means no longer slowed up. They have buyback for the Lycan, but with no shapeshift and no Necro for at least 78 seconds, this is a hard defense. Almost impossible. They will enfeeble up the Lifestealer, would actually provide a little bit less damage going their way, but still, they'll be able to chew through this tier 3 relatively easily. They're even going to jump up with a Veil coming up from Matthew. Silence up 747, so he can't do anything with Power Shot. With Koz.
There's the Glyph. I don't know if Lycan wants to buy back. Well, he certainly doesn't want to buy back for this. And I don't think he has to. It's going to be a close call, and they might just need to let these barracks go. Now they go on to Jenkins. They even deploy the Doom for it. He's definitely going down. They don't get the deny either. Doom will get credit for the kill. 10 seconds now till the Lycan's up. No buyback available on the Baden. This is a really tough hold for this Dire side. Tracks stacked up now. We're going to see Shuriken start bouncing around pretty soon.
They're in good shape. This should be... It's taking a little longer.
Oh.
Great Shackle Shot. I don't know if this is going to do enough. Good Boulder Smash. They could use a Magnetize. They'll get it off. Lycan will... Or rather, Lifestealer will back out. And they won't even get the Melee Rex. Good hold so far. They might even get more out of this. The Sword is in trouble, and they'll get one. Can they get more?
Oh, Fiend's Grip sets up the kill on the Wyvern. Everyone else will be able to TP out. They do hold the barracks here, Mont. Melee still standing. They don't use any buybacks. Surprisingly good hold for Kingdom. And they get a nice penny out of that counter kill there as well, especially the Bane. He gets about 700 gold out of that.
That's the Shackle Shot coming into play. The Shackle Shot they needed all game, and they finally got it done. And then the Rolling Boulder Magnetized damages too much. Immediately have to evacuate if you're Luccini. If you're a bit more farm for Animal Kingdom, you probably get those kills, but unfortunately, they just don't have anything yet. And again, although Animal Kingdom are behind, they'll be able to take, or at least try to take Roche, and more than likely get it. Matthew's coming over here. They actually are going to, again, use... Okay, well, the thing is they used it on the outside of the pit this time, so they know that somebody's there. That's at least a little bit better, because both times they've used it so far, they've used it inside the pit.
You have to use it so it's like on the edge at least. If you just use it on the pit, it's totally dark, gives you nothing.
They're going to fight this. Here comes the Lifestealer. They don't Dream Coil. I thought they might have. They could have.
They don't have the Wyvern with them. I don't know if Luccini actually want to go in for this.
Yeah, I think if they had the Wyvern there, they could coil into Winter's Curse, which I haven't seen this game, which I like a lot.
Yeah.
Puck, by the way, getting an Ags, which is huge. Actually, so huge.
I think it's incredible against Lycan. Inevitably a hero that will get BKB, and I mean, he runs fast, so you hit him with Dream Coil. Usually what he wants to do is just break the tether, then keep on running. Now, you're going to want to think twice. That stun duration is massive. I mean, once your BKB gets down to 5 seconds, it's basically the entire BKB that you're stunned for. That's pretty scary to think about.
Yeah, that's very true. And it's not even like he's very close to BKB, though. That's the thing. He's starting to get there, but... And will he even go for it? I imagine he will. But we'll see. No gem purchase up for Animal Kingdom this entire game, at least none that I can see. They have Dust, they have Necro 3, so they at least have some vision. They have Sentries, obviously, but no gem. has been touched yet for the Animal Kingdom side, and so they might just wait out this Aegis. They have some good vision, though. I don't know if they want this vision to go to waste, especially the ward inside the base, but
Yeah, let's take a look at
maybe
Radiant
they're
here.
waiting for the Aghanim Scepter. I'm not sure.
Got it all over the place. They do have the Ags actually completed on Puck. He just needed to grab it from the base, so now they could be ready to fight. This
There's
Bounty
a
Hunter,
chance that was the case.
still the mobile ward that's giving them quite a bit of vision here.
Can you imagine if they had like better sentry replacements or more sentries or just a gem?
Yeah.
How much harder this game would be for Luccini?
No, I
Getting
think you're
free
totally
vision.
right. Now the Aghanims is up on Wind Ranger also.
That
Maelstrom
could be the damage
Ags.
they're looking for.
Yeah, it's pretty big. Now smoke out from Kingdom.
That was probably scouted.
I
In
think
fact,
it actually
I'm
100%
certain
was.
was
Unless they weren't
scouted.
looking, but I think they saw it.
So I think if you're Luccini, you play.
Oh yeah, look at Lifestealer. He's already scouted it out, dude. He's inside of an ancient golem. Just like, oh, nice smoke, bro. Yeah, what are you
They're
going to
gonna
do?
smoke now, by the way. Luccini smoked, but they did so not next to that Observer Ward, I don't believe. And this Ancient Granite Golem is baiting Jenkins into his death, probably. Maybe not. They somehow get back. So maybe they did see that smoke on the high ground.
Well, even if they didn't, it still feels a little suspicious. Like, this Lifestealer's just running at him. Their entire team's missing. They basically just tried to do the same thing with Jenkins behind the Abaddon, so not going to fall for their own trap, I guess. They finally buy the gem, though. Does come out onto the Earth Spirit, but now they get 747. That's a good question. I think they were just moving around. They kind of guessed that was a nook and cranny he might have been in. It seemed like luck, but I'm not sure
I
exactly
don't know if
how
you
they
blindly
saw him.
dream coil that. They must have vision.
Yeah.
Jenkins
Yeah,
probably
you're
loses
right.
borrowed time.
And now they're going to grab Jenkins as well. Borrowed time comes in. Now they're just going to go to town on the barracks. No glyph for another 10 seconds. That might be enough time to just finish off the melee racks.
They can
No
probably get
buyback
both.
on the Wind Ranger.
I think they can get
Dire's
both.
middle barracks are
Hit the
under
melee
attack.
racks. You don't want to have what happened last time.
Dire's
There you go.
middle
Okay, good.
Yeah, right.
has fallen.
So Lycan was trying to sort of
Dire's
split
middle
push top,
barracks has
but doesn't
fallen.
really end up doing too much damage. Mid laner racks gets completely cleared out, and it's a nice advantage for Luccini.
And they probably wait a little bit longer. I don't know if they really need to push another lane just yet, especially with Shekin following Ziz getting complete vision. There's another hero coming up here, by the way. It's the Winter Wyvern. They'd need more damage, though, if they were trying to kill Ziz.
Does he interrupt this? He does.
I still don't think that they can really...
Necronomicon
Actually,
comes
I
out.
think Shekin, okay, they have to use that to save Shekin. And now there's no detection. I don't think
Okay,
there's
that was
detection.
pretty creative. I like that. I mean, space created because meanwhile on the base they're
happening?
fighting. 747 takes big damage, as does Nusham. My story just tanking through the magnetize alongside the sword. Fiend's Grip does come out onto the Lifestealer, and in comes the Abaddon.
my
Beautiful
God.
shackle on two. That's going to turn things around. They'll be able to hold this. And now the sword maybe gets another kill here as Nusham walks through. Glimmer Cape keeps him alive, and Kingdom clean house, man. They get 3 kills, and they hold on to that bottom tier 3 tower. That's a big swing, over 5K net worth in favor of Kingdom.
Well, you don't fight 3 versus 5, even if you are far ahead. Get your entire team there, especially the hero that has Winter's Curse, even if he doesn't have it on cooldown.
Yeah.
That's a big problem. That's gold they should not have given away.
It seemed like Luccini got a little caught up in interrupting the Lycan's TP, which is definitely a good play, but it was still a 2v1 against the Lycans, so they were
It
at
was
a number
2v1 with
disadvantage.
2 support heroes that didn't do nearly enough damage.
Yeah.
They were like waiting for him to probably pop Necro, and then they wanted to Winter's Curse the Lycan or whatever, but that's just, I don't think that gets the kill regardless. I don't know, that was a silly play between those 2 heroes to try to go for that.
Yeah. Jenkins pushing deep here in the mid lane. Looks like Kingdom want to get aggressive here with all these heroes dead. They are still holding on to the Aegis as well. Oh, never mind. It's just expired, actually. Meanwhile, Jenkins off by his lonesome. He's going to get caught out here, and I think he's going down. Yule's Scepter through the borrowed time.
Dead.
Not really much he can do. Maybe he can find a deny at the neutrals or with the miscoil.
We made him work for it, though.
Yeah. Okay. Doom in the bottom lane, right onto Ziz. Kind
He's got
of
help
same
coming.
thing the other way, though. Yeah, Sword's all by himself. They're not going to turn this around. Looks like they'll just leave him high and dry and keep Ziz alive. Guardian Greaves come out. Ambitious use of the Doom there.
So that kill, that fight bottom was huge because it allowed to get them some vision down. And now they've
Oh.
even got a shack on the sword, and he probably is dead here. And the Boulder Smash will ensure his death as the Earth Spirit snipes the kill. and provides him some extra gold. So yeah, they get vision down bottom with the ward placement by getting those kills down to the bottom lane at the racks. And now they are playing aggressive. They are taking kills one by one. Sure, they lost Jenkins, but they have found another target in my store, and he is in trouble. The damage coming out from the focus fire. They found a way to deal with the lifestealer, and they've dropped him again. Meanwhile, trying to split push top is the puck, but they're already TPing heroes back, getting ready to defend. And Ziz, he'll salve up and make his way over towards that tower, and it'll take some chip damage, but that's it.
Turning into quite the scrappy game here. Fiend's Grip was used on the Ancient that the Lifestealer was in, I think, and then they were able to finally bring him down. Wind Ranger is really coming online, suffice it to say here, Mott, and she still has a lot of room to climb.
Go for another one.
Here we go. Shackle doesn't latch this time, though. Phase shift from Matthew. He'll get silenced straight away afterwards. Compliments of that Nusham. Now they're going to be on the run as Luccini have reinforcements coming. And I think Nusham's going to get left behind here.
That's crazy. The Shuriken just barely hit him as he was rolling over their way. That's nuts.
Yeah.
He's going to magnetize, though, and try to go for this. He's got a Guardian Greaves up. If the Wind Ranger didn't TP, he probably is going to get both of these kills. It would have been close at the very least.
Yeah.
Good Glimmer Cape. He drops another one down. Shekhin's going to get Cold Embrace, and Matthew will stay alive as well. It's a lot closer than it should have been.
Even if the Wind Ranger had just lingered and tried to power shot, these are two potential kills. You're absolutely right about that. Well, unfortunate for Kingdom.
But that's the turnaround, I guess. I mean, that Shackle shot was maybe an inch or a centimeter or two from hitting Matthew. If he gets shackled and all of a sudden he's probably dead again.
Oh, Jenkins in the mid lane, initiated on again by the Lifestealer. Borrowed time going to be used, but he's got nowhere to go. Track, they can't get in range for the Shuriken, and he does TP out. Ooh, close call there. Meanwhile, bottom lane, 747, and inside going at it. Another Shackle connects. And the Ginger gets another one on the scoreboard.
Oh, God, this just feels so tilty. You see what Animal Kingdom are doing? They're like splitting up the map. They're getting kills across the board. They're farming elsewhere while this is all happening.
Yep.
If they're not getting kills, they're making space. You know, look just the last 5 minutes, Luccini have only been on their side of the river, right? Just think about it that way.
Yeah.
Whereas the entire rest of the game, they have been aggressive. They've had the bounty hunter in the jungle. They've had, you know, chances at Roche. If they haven't even gotten it, they've still had chances at it.
Oh, here we go. Infest Bomb mid. Little Jenkins needs to be careful. Borrowed time just coming up. Scan used in the top here. Not going to reveal
Animal
anything.
Kingdom thought there was somebody there, but sadly, they were mistaken.
Okay.
Invisibility.
Luccini, I swear to God, if you use yours inside of Roche again, I'm going to lose it.
Yeah, it's a little painful to watch. Ward up on the high ground here.
The first two times, you cannot tell me that was like outside of Roche or anything. That was 100% in the Roche pit.
Yeah.
But,
And I guess it's one of those things, you don't really know that it doesn't work unless you've read it, because it's just dark, and you're like, okay, they're not in the Roche pit.
yeah, I don't know, but it just seems strange. Maybe they're like, well, it's a little bit outside the Roche pit. This game will give you vision outside the Roche pit.
Two Maelstroms on Kingdom. That's what the Abaddon's transitioned into now. So Jenkins has really gone this right-click style build.
Well, they pushed out this mid wave so effectively, and I think a lot of it has to do with him.
Yeah.
Like, he's been sitting, Jenkins has been sitting mid while the rest of his team's bottom since, I don't know, again, like 5 minutes ago or something. And now Roche is back up, and Kingdom have yet a third shot at Roche when they are behind.
Yeah.
By 8,000 net worth. It used to be more. And they'll probably get it again.
I think so.
don't
Luccini are not in a
getting
position
there
to
in
contest
time.
this at all.
Yeah.
Now they
even
can
with
kill
the buff
Roche super fast.
Radiant's
dead.
bottom tower is under attack.
Yep, this
AC
is absolutely
coming out.
theirs.
Roshan
Yeah,
That
that's pretty
will be
scary
his
damage.
AC, I think. Yeah, he
Yep.
has the plate mail. He has the money for plate mail. He's picked up the Aegis as well. He already has the
And now
Hyperstone.
a 10-second BKB plus cheese on the Wind Ranger. So let's say her survivability's gone up a little bit.
Yeah, I actually think Animal Kingdom can easily win this game now.
Yeah, though, Hex on the puck is definitely a big item pickup. I still think Animal Kingdom are in great shape as long as they can execute in these fights. When they're all on the same page and fighting together, it works out pretty well. But so many of these fights have been scattered pickoffs where the Lycans trying to split push and the rest of the teams trying to defend. They haven't really been the straight-up engagements where I think they can shine. See a smoke here from Luccini, though. Head up the mid lane, and they're going to try to catch somebody. Lifestealer in the front line, scouting it out. And again,
Just
Kingdom
trying to
not going to
push.
fall for it.
You know what's funny? I think if the Lifestealer went the build that the Lifestealer did last game where he went like Desolate or AC, you know, Armlet, they probably would have taken the racks earlier mid and probably could have gotten a second set by this point. And with 2 sets of racks down, I'd say this game, not impossible to come back from, but is much harder. So I actually think that this build has kind of hindered the lifestealer to a certain extent, especially since he's been getting enfeebled.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Well, sort of turning into a stalemate here. Luccini can't really figure out how to break the high ground. They're waiting for Kingdom to step out so they can catch one, but it's just not happening. They're not falling for it.
Is under attack.
Yeah, they do have the ancient granite golems pushing up top. Ziz is nearby though to help out in case.
Damage.
And yeah, it's just a lot of farming right now. The past 5 to 10 minutes was all Kingdom though. Getting Roche, finding plenty of picks, maybe losing 1 or 2 at a time, but not that bad. You know,
Right.
and Luccini just the effect that the bounty hunter had is now gone. It feels like.
Yeah. Hey, Mott, riddle me this. Go to the Abaddon, look at his face mask. Doesn't it look like Juggernaut and Slardar had a baby? It looks
Now
like
that
a
you put it that way,
a
I suppose.
Slardar-themed Juggernaut mask. It's kind of funky. Sorry, I just noticed it during the stalemate.
It's a
Oh,
cool
there's a
looking mask,
catch.
though, that's for sure.
They find the Lifestealer. Shackle connects. That's the pick the Kingdom were waiting for, Mott. They distracted
force
him with the
that buyback.
mask in the top lane. And
Time to force out buyback. They have all the waves in good standing. There's only this wave mid and then the top wave, which is sort of across the river that Jenkins is currently taking care of. Whereas bottom, Matthews is trying to push this out as much as possible. So at the very least, this should be a tier 2 tower. At most, probably should just be a buyback unless something goes horribly wrong for Luccini, but we'll wait and see if they throw or not.
yeah, we sure will. But now they're going to press forward. Still plenty of time on the Aegis. And I think you're right, Mott. This is the window. They're going to finish off this last outer tower here and now just wait for the opening to initiate. Still a lot of tools for Luccini to take a fight. Can't
Oh,
forget
the
that
sword.
Puck has the Hex, but Shackle connects on the sword again. They force staff him to the high ground. Oh, no. Now he's completely isolated. Cold Embrace will keep him alive. Puck shoots an orb through. Jenkins uses the borrowed time for good measure. Oh, the ult from Winter Wyvern not doing much besides slowing down the damage output from 747. They do force out the buyback from My Story, but Doom does survive. And Kingdom will have to recollect a little bit.
Yeah, they didn't have any of their ults. Even though Winter's Curse was used in that last engagement, they didn't want to fight because they had no ultimates for life. They didn't have Shapeshift. It's down for 40 seconds. No Magnetize. They used during that fight, and they didn't quite have Fiend's Grips up in 15. So they were happy with the tier 2s they got. If they get another kill on this lifestealer, I think they'll be in an even better spot because they did force out that buyback on My Story, which is absolutely gigantic. If you kill My Story again, I don't know if it's game, but it gets pretty close to it.
Yeah, I think so. He's such a big part of their damage. And part of it has just been the way they've initiating, where he's either inside of an Ancient or inside of the Puck. It's a way of catching Kingdom off guard and getting the Lifestealer in the ideal position to blow somebody up and take them out of the fight before it even starts. I think if Kingdom continue to find fights like this and stop giving Luccini those good initiations, then this game is definitely in their reach.
And a lot of that has to do with when the gem was picked up.
Yeah, no, you're right. Look at the gold graph. The gem was right about the peak of that plateau before it started going back into Kingdom's favor.
Yeah, the bounty can't play as aggressively as he wanted to. That's the biggest problem. That's why they can't get in the enemy jungle. You know, the map's been opened up completely. They're even a full set of racks ahead, and they can't get this aggressive play going. And so they're forced to smoke. And it's kind of obvious to a certain extent. It would be better if there were wards in the enemy jungle, but I feel like Animal Kingdom can maybe suspect this is coming, but it looks like they don't. They don't have any idea this is happening, and it's about to be Nushin's death, probably.
Yep, smoke gets broken. He's on the high ground here. He does still have the Guardian Greaves, but Hex comes out straight away, and there will be plenty of follow-up damage to finish him off.
What?
I spoke too soon. How
Wow.
on earth did he live?
Guardian Greaves. Guardian Greaves, then he Rolling Wildered out.
Yeah, no, I mean, I get that. I just thought they had more than enough damage to kill him before he could.
They stopped looking for him. A lot of them left thinking they had secured the kill.
Yeah.
They didn't hit him.
I think that's
So
what
they
it
got
was.
too ahead of themselves. So that's another kind of tilty play where you
Yep.
think you have a kill and you assume.
He should have died there. 100% they could have
Yeah,
done
absolutely.
it, and they
He
gave
should
up
have
too
died.
early.
Yep, absolutely. Because you have a hex and you think, okay, well he's hexed for this long. We've got the silence on him.
Missing middle.
Yeah.
Don't underestimate the Guardian Greaves.
Yeah, it's kind of that play like, oh, someone else will do it. And, well,
They miss out on a critical kill.
yeah. Here, let's take a look at the Soylent replay here. I do want to relive this one. So he gets hexed. Bounty Hunter just walks away. Doom just walks away. Oh, my God, you're right. They really do just go, all right, guys, cool, you got him. See you later. We're good.
I think everybody's guilty of that, but that's
Yeah, that's still hard to watch.
something at this level of play you kind of have to secure those kills, even if they're not high worth kills. Jenkins is very far up, by the way.
He is really in deep, and he does not have a TP scroll either, so he's going to have to do this one the old-fashioned way. He blinks into the... Oh, he does have a TP scroll. I'm sorry.
Well, they know where he is. He's not
Yeah,
getting out.
it doesn't matter. The instant replay was covering it up.
Can you imagine if they walked back again?
So his entire team was on their side of the river, and he's at, like, the top tier 2. That's a really odd position to be in.
Yeah, he got a little ahead of himself. They saw a couple bottom. They probably assumed that, okay, well, they're down there. I could safely push and get out in time if anybody shows up. But they were not expecting the infest bomb.
Yeah, very peculiar.
Oh, 747 breaks the smoke by attacking a newt, which is unfortunate. So there is luckily no radiant vision anywhere on the map, so it doesn't really matter, except for Shekin, who's about to get caught.
Wolves scouting things out, but he's the one carrying the gem. Is there a gem on the Dire? There is
Bane
not.
has one. The Bane has the gem.
Oh, yes, there is. Okay, I see it now. Oh, Bounty Hunter's about to drop his. This could be huge, but no, Cold Embrace just in the nick of time. On the backside, Zizzy pops the ultimate, and it looks like Kingdom are just trying to hightail it out. Nusham on the run. He'll survive as well. And that's it. They just straight up disengage. It is a 4v5. Jenkins still in the grave.
Yeah, that was really smart play from Kingdom. They needed to leave immediately once they saw pretty much everyone show up. And that could have been... Sure, they could have gotten the kill on Bounty Hunter, but if they had stayed any longer to try to kill him after the Cold Embrace, it just would have been a disaster, I think, and they would have lost a lot of people.
Yeah.
But Luccini are finally getting aggressive. They're pushing up into mid now, looking for potential initiation or engagement. And they Kingdom should know this is happening, because look at where the Ancient Granite Golem inside are positioned. Meanwhile, Shekin's going to catch out Jenkins again, and...
Jenkins is going for a straight-up Scotty here, Maud, and he's pretty close to it. He's going to be able to survive this. He's going to be really tanky in this, quote-unquote, like, carry Abaddon or core Abaddon. He's at the point now where he's going to start doing some real damage, and they can't just ignore his right-clicks. We'll see him get initiated on here. Again, the Lifestealer inside of an Ancient Granite Golem, cruising around at that 487 in the front line.
By the way, I don't know if they know that, but...
Yeah, that's awkward.
If they had known that, they'd probably put more pressure elsewhere.
Lincoln's coming out for him next.
So the Scotty's huge against the Lifestealer, obviously. It's a very good pickup in BKB users, too. Just a fine choice. Like you mentioned, make me tanky. I think it's stacked with Curse of Avernus. I don't see why I wouldn't.
Yeah, no, I'm almost positive it does. It's really good. You can't get away from the Abaddon at all once he gets all the passive slows. And it slows your attack speed, too. It is pretty good anti-carry, honestly.
I don't even know if you can call this Lifestealer carry anymore. He hasn't done anything in the past 10, 15 minutes. This game's gone probably way longer than it should have. This game probably should have been done and over with for Luccini, but they just made... I think the Radiance was not the build. They can't get on the other side of the river ever since they got the gem for Kingdom.
I mean, I don't think Radiance itself is bad. It just feels like he spent too much time running around in creeps and not really either farming or getting kills. You know, it was a cool way to take team fights early on. They used the Radiance okay, and then you either need to transition into, like, right-clicking or some other kind of objective. And I mean, Luccini have, time and time again in this game watch, shown zero interest in contesting Roche. It's been 4 now that have gone the way of Kingdom, and pretty much every time they've just walked in there and killed it, and that's the end of it. And
it's not like they have a bad Roche contingent team either.
Yeah, and it's really starting to add up, though. 2 cheeses, 4 Aegises later. I mean, they're turning this thing around.
They've turned it around. They have now almost a network advantage. It's even currently, but I think that's really only because there's a set of racks missing for them.
Yeah.
So I also think that the whole Tranquil build is... I mean, I've seen it before. It's not the worst thing in the world, but he missed out on... Because there's Enfeeble in this game, he's missed out on a lot of damage. He's missed out on a lot of attack speed just by not having Treads or Phase or whatever. So that was another mistake, probably. You know, if he had gone like Phase or Treads Radiance, I might have felt better about it. But
yeah,
just in this game, if they had, like I said before, if he had gone the build that the last Lifestealer went last game, there's a good chance they have 2 sets of racks now instead.
Yeah.
But maybe
this is really turning into quite the stalemate. Kingdom are having trouble sieging to break the high ground. I mean, Luccini do have pretty good high ground defense. Even just the Lifestealer inside of a creep is really good for high ground. Gives your team the aura of whatever you're in. If it's the Granite Golem, just makes it hard for them to easily kill somebody. And obviously for Luccini, now they've lost all the momentum, so they haven't been able to really win a team fight in the last 2 or 3, it feels like.
I feel like this game could go on forever, honestly. Yeah. I'm getting that kind of vibe from this game. Because at some point, Animal Kingdom are going to want to push, but they're clearly not at that comfortable spot yet. Or at least I don't think they are.
I think it's
Maybe
going
with
to
this
take...
Aegis,
it's going to take somebody to make a mistake, I think. I think that's really what it's going to come down to. Lifestealer is going to get caught out, or someone's going to get left without buyback, and that's what's going
Here's
to
the
be
problem. They don't have any more smokes. I don't believe, unless it's on somebody.
Jenkins gets Lotus Orb.
They
Lotus
got
Orb
the-
here. He's got the
they've
Scotty.
actually found the Ancient Granite Golem, and now, wow, do they do some serious damage? Oh my lord!
Wow, but they didn't kill him yet. Jenkins gets low. He's
What?
able to stand his ground.
Did you just see that? That was insane. He jumped in. His Illusion Orb was about to go. He got Lifestealer to jump inside of him. That was nuts.
That was
He kept him
actually
alive.
next level. Now the Winter's Curse comes out. They're going to come back to re-engage this fight. Newsham gets low. He eats a cheese. 747. He gets doomed up. The Swords BKB'd and standing his ground. Jenkins getting low. No more borrowed time for him, though it does come back up in a couple of seconds. Zizzy trying to do what damage he can. He's gone back into old man form. He's got the Desolator, but the right clicks just aren't hurting enough. He's starting to get kited around. He does get Lotus Orbed again from Ja. Looks like a great fight for Luccini, and they're not done yet. Puck reinitiates, hexes him up. The Glimmer Cape buys Ziz some time, but that's the end of the Aegis.
Oh
And
my god, Matthew just won them that fight.
They're
and
going to
maybe
get
the
him
game.
again. That was unbelievable, dude.
That he jaunted within he got picked up and then he jaunted half a second later with no Illusion Orb available, like or the tail end of the Illusion Orb available.
It just happened so
I wish
fast.
I had a replay of that. I wish I had a replay of that. 'Cause
Well-
that maybe I'm overhyping that, but that was sick in my opinion.
No, let's see here. Since we're paused, perfect time. Let's take a look at the Soylent replay. So, oh wait, I think I might have gone a little too far. All right, so Lifestealer, he's in trouble. They use the Fiend's Grip on the creep. They kill him. Puck, where are you, buddy? He
He
comes
comes
in.
out of nowhere, dude.
He blinks in, grabs him, and then just jaunts out. Oh my god, it's so quick. If you're
That's
not paying
some
attention, you miss
Next
it.
level coordination. Like he has to the puck can't grab the Lifestealer has to jump in the puck. He doesn't know where the puck's going to be. That's
insane. I think is the puck hasted?
he might be. I don't know if that's really
Yeah,
I think he could be.
It's hard to tell. He's cruising really fast, but wow, that's
But that the amount of time it takes for that to happen is like a second, right?
yeah.
So that's insane. That
It
was
really
awesome. This
Luccini, man,
Matthew's
showing us what
playing
they're made out of.
I can't even. Wow. Okay.
So is that a game-winning play though, Mott? Can they actually do this? Looking
if
at
they
Kingdom,
force out buyback here and then they're able to get another fight within the next like 6 minutes, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely is a game-winning play. They've already forced out 747. They really don't want to have to use the Lycan buyback, but they're probably going to have to unless they want to lose 2 sets of racks.
yeah. Now Kingdom had 2 cheeses. They did eat 1. Wind Ranger is holding on to the other and still having some lag issues here. Our admin getting tired.
I can't even believe that just happened. Like, this game was looking really good for Kingdom. And if they kill the Lifestealer there, then immediately they probably storm down mid. Lifestealer probably has buyback. They at least force that out. This game goes maybe 10, 15, 20, whoever know how minutes longer. It's actually insane. Now Luccini, just based off that one player, going to force out probably 2 buybacks, 1 already. Probably get at least a tier 3. Maybe a melee Rax or range Rax. And they'll be even better position. I don't think they win the game outright here unless Kingdom try to fight without the Lycan. Newsham will be up in 7, so it's tough.
Yeah, this is really hard. All right. The glyph's already been used. And remember, they are down 1 lane of barracks already. So if Kingdom lose this one, it's a tough comeback here. I don't know if you really can sacrifice 2 racks and still feel
this is
good.
not the time, my friend. I don't know about
He's
this.
in pretty deep. There's the borrowed time. Not much damage
Buyback
coming his way.
Lycan buyback?
Dream Coil was whiffed.
Yeah.
That is something. Force Staff keeps the Bane Fiend's Grip target alive, and the Winter's Curse brings him down low. He will heal up. And it looks like Luccini are going to try to back out. Pretty good split for now.
That was the right play. That was the right play.
And they live. Okay.
Dire's top barracks
So they force both buybacks, and they give Kingdom nothing. And they also get the Tier 3 tower. That's pretty damn good, Mott. That's...
And they
That
were ready for
stings.
it. They knew Ja was going to go for a Fiend's Grip, and they had that immediate Winter's Curse ready to cancel.
And
at
the
a
Force
moment's
Staff.
notice.
They had 2 things ready. They're like, all right, we're going to get you out of harm's way, and we're going to interrupt this.
Yeah, they really knew that. The Lifestealer was the one up front, and just... Oh, we are actually getting into... They have no more pause time.
They have paused many
If this game
a
ends
time.
because of pause time, I'm going to be really mad. I'm just going to be really
It's-
mad.
It is turning into quite the epic match, and that would be a sad way for it to end. But I think Luccini can really... Look at the gold graph. It was Luccini up by 10k gold. They threw it away, and they've completely regained it. This is by far the most topsy-turvy match we've seen tonight.
That's a refresher word. That's very important. What did he do? Oh, he just sold it. He's trying to decide how he wants to do this.
He has 9,000 gold.
I think
okay.
he has enough for buyback and refresher, but he also wants to have a slot for something. I don't know what he's doing, actually. He has the perseverance. Does he not have enough money for it? He should. Plus buyback. I'm pretty sure he does.
No, he's just bare. I think he's short like 150.
Oh, he's going Lincolns. He sold it. He's going Lincolns instead.
Oh,
That's fine.
okay.
I would have liked the refresher, but that's fine too. So he can avoid fiends.
Fiends and potential shackle.
Shot, yeah.
Yeah, 2 game-winning abilities. 8-second BKB on the Wind Ranger.
Okay, well,
Jenkins again out so far. The rest of his team is in pursuit, but they're pretty far away. Borrowed
they
time.
just scanned. They just scanned, so they know that this is happening. They're looking to fight this.
Give him 6 seconds here. He's still inside the Drake. There's the Infest. They're going to be able to get this Abaddon, I
Really
think.
cannot afford to lose him. There's no buyback.
Oh, no.
This might be the game-losing fight.
The Shackle connects on the
have to leave
sword,
now.
but there's no follow-up. If they get 747 here, this is going to be devastating. His
They got
BKB's
him.
down, no
They got
TP.
him. That's it. That's going to be
God.
it. They lost Jenkins for 70. They've lost the Wind Ranger for 89. They at least get 2 sets of racks out of this. The waves are not nearly far away for them to split push. The Lycan would have to... He has no bot, so he can't get down to bottom very quickly. So he has to just deal with, I guess, defending. Luckily, the waves aren't really in a particularly good spot for top lane for them to push.
Yeah.
But that's just a critical error for Jenkins to get caught. They scanned right as he was getting jumped on. So they knew that there was something happening, but it was just a little too late, and Jenkins could not get away. And now they should probably be able to get at least this Rax. I'd be very surprised if they couldn't get this done.
No, 100%. There's no glyph available. This is
Look how
a
fast
free
it goes
lane.
down.
They have
Okay.
plenty of time. And
They're
what do
gonna
you
bottom,
do?
they're
Do you
gonna
go
get
for
Megas.
fights? Do you just go right for the barracks? It is a 5v3, so if they can find an angle to initiate, I mean, they should be able to take this pretty handily.
Pretty sure if they get Megas, the game just is over. I don't think there's any way.
They
even
see
with the
Nusham
Lycan.
over there. They're going to go right for him. He pops over, gets a silence on a few, but it's going to cost him his life. No buyback on Nusham. It's a 2v5 for the next 10 seconds. Ziz goes charging in,
Look at that damage.
and it just
Wow.
doesn't matter. Megas are on the way. They're going to split between heroes as well as the objectives mod.
This
The
might
sword.
be it.
Dive in the fire bush here, but
Guys, destroyed, and they're going for the tier 4s down. Jenkins is trying to do his damnedest. There's still no Wind Ranger for 13. The Lycan had to heal up, and he has no more shapeshift. He just bought a Basher. He's no buyback. Both tier 4s are going to fall. Winter's Curse will come down, and that will probably be the end of the game, as my story is going to work on the Ancient. They get another refresher usage of that Winter's Curse, and that's it. The game will end in that fashion, whereas Kingdom had a comeback in the making. And unfortunately, they couldn't complete it just based off one sick play from a puck.
yeah.
One insane play.
It's not that often that you can actually say, like, that play right there alone was the game changer, but that really just completely turned that fight. It kept the Lifestealer alive, they reinitiated, and that was when they regained all that momentum. Absolutely sick. A long game, and we've got one more match coming up tonight, guys. It's going to be Luccini versus Complexity. It's scheduled to start in just a couple minutes, so we're not going to delay any longer. I'm sure Complexity's chomping at the bit to get started, so we're going to have a quick break, and then we will be back. I'm Zyori, he's Maut. We've got Lurka on stats. Thank you so much for joining us for the first day of Canada Cup Season 7. There's one more Best of One coming up after this.